Alright, I'm going to try to do this quick because the landscapers are encroaching on my house, and also because I just want this to be a quick 5-minute video, and I'm going to tell you guys what my top 5 tips are for basically curing eczema naturally. Completely medication, topical ointments free, and the reason why this is so important is because if you answer 3 questions for yourself, you'll realize why homeopathic or dietary and lifestyle interventions are so much more effective than these other things that basically you put on top of your skin or into your body through medications and other treatments like that. Number 1, have you had eczema for a significant period of time? 1+ years, you know, and I'm pushing on 10 years of having had this condition. Number 2, have you been using these treatments on your skin for more than that 1-year period of time? And if so, number 3, do you still have eczema? If the answer is yes, that you still have eczema, then clearly it's not effective at treating it, because it would have been gone if it worked. And on the other hand, if you use diet and lifestyle, it can go away. And I'm a testament to this, even though I still have eczema, is that the flare-ups that I have now are nowhere near as bad as they used to be. They do not go past that threshold anymore. Things just keep getting better, even though they're slightly apparent and bad right now. But the thing is that I don't struggle with some of the eczema that I used to have. There are like 7 or 8 different types of eczema, and one of them I think is like disaccharidoid. I don't know, I'll put it up on the screen. But basically it was on my hands and you would like bubble up and it would have this horrible itchy feeling, and it's the worst thing in the world, and I don't get that anymore. That was 4 or 5 months ago, and for the last 9 years of my life that I used to have that, and now I don't get that anymore. As bad as my eczema gets, it does not get as bad as that anymore. Right now I'm looking at almost completely clear skin on my hands, which was virtually impossible when I first started this. And that never was the case with the steroidal treatments, with I used to take a lot of different types of supplements. Oh, vitamin E is going to help, and none of that worked. Nothing compared to these 5 tips. Number 1, following a whole foods plant-based diet. I'm not talking about a vegan diet. I'm not talking about a vegetarian diet. This is whole foods plant-based. You want to focus on 4 food groups: whole grains, beans, fruits, and vegetables. So your whole grains are going to encompass all the starches, things like potatoes, corn, rice, wheat, quinoa, kamut, all that kind of stuff. All those beautiful complex carbohydrates that give us fuel and also are really low in fat, high in nutrients, high in complex carbs, low on the glycemic index, relatively speaking. Number 2, your legumes, high in fiber, high in protein, things like peas, beans, lentils, all those beautiful vegetables, all those beautiful legumes. Vegetables, especially green leafy vegetables, your broccoli, kale, collards, lettuce, arugula, all the mixes. Get in as much, high in nutrients, high in water, high in fiber, and low in calories, so you can pack in a lot and enjoy it. Enjoy it in salads and smoothies and soups and salads and all these other places that you can eat it. And of course, fruits. Eat as many fruits as you can. I eat it on top of my oatmeal with bananas, blueberries, and frozen raspberries. I eat a ton of apples between meals, watermelon, mangoes, anything that you find delicious and juicy. Eat it with your starches, eat it as a snack, eat it on its own, eat it in a smoothie. Get as many of those whole food into your diet and eliminate all the animal products. I'm talking about meat, dairy, eggs, fish, honey, all of those. They have 0 fiber, very low on phytonutrients, 0 phytonutrients because they're not plants, and they do not have that alkalizing effect in the body. They're very acidic and they cause immunoresponses, and it causes a bunch of problems for your system that basically is responsible for eczema and other dermatitis related issues. So you want to get those acidic, low fiber, low nutrient foods out of your diet, and no oils, no refined carbs, no oils. You want to keep this as nutrient dense, as high fiber, and as close to the source of the food as possible so that you can feed your body so that it can heal itself. My number 2 tip is going to be exercise. Now, it might be daunting to basically start an exercise routine, but it can be as simple as just walking. 30 minutes a day is better than nothing, 60 minutes a day is better than 30 minutes, and 90 minutes is optimal. Look at Dr. Greger's video on exercise and you will, formulate your own ideas on what you can do for exercise, but basically 90 minutes a day is optimal. And I fit that into my schedule because I cut out things like television, I cut out things like playing on my phone, doing Facebook, doing other things. What do you prioritize when it comes to healing your skin? Are you going to prioritize the things that are necessary to moving your body, to getting that sweat going, to clearing out all those toxins from your body? Or are you prioritizing sitting in front of the television and mindlessly consuming things that they're trying to sell you? Rethink the paradigm and how you live your life. Change the diet, change the exercise, and you will see amazing results. In fact, I went so far as signing up for triathlons because that gives me motivation to train. Now I'm doing swimming, running, biking because I know I have to complete these things. So therefore, it gives me motivation to do these 90 minutes of training a day. I hope this is not too loud. But anything is good. It does not have to be elite level exercise. You could just do 90 minutes of walking, 90 minutes of yoga, do 30 minutes of something, do 30 minutes of something else, do another 30 minutes. Spread it out throughout your day. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. I love swimming in the pool with my friends and my family. I love biking with my dad. I love running on my own and just having my thoughts and getting to meditate on what I'm doing in my life. This is a lifestyle. This is the way to cure your eczema. Number 3, I would say dry brushing is a key component in detoxing your system from all these eczema related toxins. So dry brushing is basically one of those bristled brushes that you scrub on your skin to exfoliate it. It gets rid of dead skin. And what that does is it moves your lymphatic system, gets the blood moving on the skin. Skin is the biggest organ. It needs some sort of disturbance so that it sort of moves things out of its system. Just as a liver cleanses the body from toxins, the skin cleanses the body from the last toxin left over, the last resort for emitting it out. So dry brushing basically exfoliates that dead skin. It'll help relieve some itching, some feeling of discomfort so that you're not tempted to scratch as much, but also it has the added benefit of basically working that detox. You'll see I get a lot of little pimples on my arms and legs and things like that, and I know that that's just part of the detox effect. And you'll know the difference between detox and a flare-up because it'll happen like that. It's happening right away. You're eating clean, you're exercising, you're dry brushing, boom, eczema's coming up because the body's getting rid of things. It's so quick in the healing process that once you start feeding it good things, it has time to clear up the damage, the eczema, the deep-rooted problems in your immune system. So you're feeding it high nutrients, you're feeding it water, you're exercising, you're allowing your body to sweat out those toxins, you're dry brushing, you're exfoliating, getting the blood circulating on your skin. These are the things that are going to cure your eczema from the inside out, as opposed to putting on topical treatments that just cure up the symptoms. Number 4, this I would refer to Rob Stewart more because I'm not an expert on cleanses. I don't particularly do a lot of them, mostly because I'm always moving. I'm in college, I'm going on vacation and things like that. When I have a good period of a week or 2 weeks of time to myself, I love to do it. I love to do these either raw food cleanses or complete water fast cleanses. And what this does when you do raw foods, when you do water cleanses, You're feeding your body either really high nutrients with the fruits and vegetables in their raw stage, and it has the time to basically heal with these high nutrient foods, such as with juice cleanses or all banana cleanses or raw food diets, or on the opposite end of the spectrum, completely eliminating food, just drinking water. No digestion is occurring, and therefore the body can focus on healing efforts. So it can divert all the calories that it has stored in it to basically fixing up the immune system, fixing up any issues it has with organs inside of itself. So it's a really powerful tool to basically get that punch, get that detox effect, get that healing really started. Maybe some people are a little bit daunted by the idea that they're going to have an eczema flare-up after these cleanses, but that's a good thing because there's only so much in your body. So the quicker that you can get these things out through cleansing, through exercising, through eating high nutrient foods, through dry brushing, the more you can just get that out of your system, get as many flare-ups out as possible, the quicker your healing process will occur, and the sooner you can enjoy completely clear, beautiful, eczema-free skin. And my last tip, before I give you some other little tips that are additional benefits to helping heal your skin, is basically sleeping enough. When you sleep, your body has the opportunity to basically clean out the system, get rid of garbage from the day. This is why you feel more refreshed in the morning after a really good night's sleep. Your skin gets better, your mood levels, energy levels. It's really important to get those baseline 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep. You know, just make it happen. Everybody says get more sleep, and nobody ever, does it, do as they are told. However, it's so imperative because when you don't sleep, your body cannot repair the skin, and the skin is the very last thing that gets repaired in sleep time. Everything else, the mind, the energy levels, muscle soreness, all of this gets repaired, and the very last thing is the skin. So you really need to get in those 8 hours to really get the benefits that sleep contributes to overall skin health. So just make it happen. Tell yourself 11 p.m., 10 p.m., everything's off, just go to bed. And last but not least, these are just a couple of little tips. There are things like changing your cosmetic products. I no longer use lotions. I use whole natural oils. I use an apricot kernel oil. Just lather your body. It might feel a little bit greasy and a little bit different, but that goes away in about 5 minutes. It seeps into the skin. What oil does that, let's say, lotion products cannot do is it basically penetrates into the cell. So the added benefit is maybe you don't feel that like really moist feeling after you lotion up or something, but what it's doing is it's getting into the cells where the needed moisture, where the moisture is most needed. So try switching over to coconut oils for the skin, apricot kernel oils, almond oil. Do your homework, find out which one you think is best for you. I personally use apricot kernel oil. I don't see eczema improving so much as I see there's a steady maintenance, that it doesn't get overly dry. Say I used to do without anything, no lotion, no oil. You're just basically sacrificing your skin to nature, and it's really difficult to not do it with some sort of a topical ointment to just keep the process going. Drink lots of water. This is my last tip. One of my last tips, drinking lots of water. Start your day with a lot of water. Drink before meals. Drink when you're exercising. Just get that water in, get that hydration in. Because what that does is it basically hydrates your skin from the inside out. When you're looking at watering plants, if you water the leaves, the plant does not get any more nutrients to grow. But when you water the roots of the plant, which seems counterintuitive, like, I want it to grow big, I should water the leaves. But when you water the roots, that's where the absorption happens, in the roots. Absorption happens inside the stomach lining, into the body. You don't get, soft, supple skin because you're showering a lot. If anything, it dries it out. So you gotta drink lots of water. Do anything, put lemon in it, squirt a little lime in it, do something, drink more water. Don't scratch. I can say this because I don't have good night's sleeps. I wake up every single night at 3 a.m. on the dot because I know that I am having a scratching fit. And what I have done to cope with it is wear long sleeves when I sleep. I wear long pants. If it's hot outside, I put on my air conditioning. Anything to keep me from accessing my skin and scratching it. I keep a dry brush near my bed so that if it's very low level scratch, I can just make it go away. If it's very intense and I cannot control it, I wash my hands, I dry them on a soft towel, I go to the freezer, I get an ice pack, put a towel on it, like a paper towel, put the ice pack on the region that's really itchy, and just weather through the storm. Do not scratch, because the more you damage your skin, the longer your healing time is going to take. So do your best to basically calm the addiction inside you. I know it's an instinct to scratch, but you got to fight it. You got to fight it for your own sake. And last but not least, have a positive mental attitude. This is so important. You have to feel like you are in control. Eczema just happened to you. It's not something that you can change, but what you can change is your reaction to this thing that happened to you. You can either make it positive or you can make it negative. People who have horrible things happen to them can either go into depression, alcoholism, drugs, a whole host of bad things can happen after something bad happens to you. But recognize that what happened to you is something neutral. Nobody's out to get you. Nobody's out to basically ruin your life. These are things that just happen. You have to take them for face value. How you respond to them determines what kind of life you're going to build for yourself. So when something like eczema happens to you, this is an opportunity to make yourself healthier through eating whole food, plant-based foods, through exercising more, through dry brushing and clearing up your skin, through drinking more water, through sleeping more. These things are all positive things that bang out a whole host of other benefits for the rest of your life. And it all started with eczema, which is inherently just a neutral thing, and you can turn it into something positive that enhances the quality of your life. And if these kinds of tips don't help you, there are 2 books that you should read. The Obstacle is the Way, basically focusing on how you can take something that is an obstacle in your life, something as, arguably negative as eczema, and turn it into something positive through these tips that I've shown you. And basically just build character through the tough times in life. Weather through the storm, become tough, recognize that this isn't a state of being a victim as much as it is conquering these things that happen to you. And lastly, find the book Flow by Csikszentmihalyi. It's an impossibly long name, and he has this theory that when you're in the state of flow, when you're enjoying the process, and you have the end goal in mind, but you're enjoying the process, that's when you hit your optimal state of happiness. Don't think about oh, I have eczema, it's going to be so long before it's cured. Think, I want to cure my eczema. What do I have to do that? I have to eat well, I have to drink a lot of water, I have to sleep well, I have to exercise every day, and just focus on the process. Enjoy the process. Find happiness in your current state of mind. Eczema is temporary. It's going to go away using these tips. And therefore you can enjoy the process, and bam, things start to, come forward, you start to get results, and all of a sudden, you forgot how much time had passed. So don't focus too much on the length of time. Don't focus too much on the end goal. Have it there in the back of your mind, but enjoy every single second of it. I love my oatmeal. I love my steamed potato with ketchup and a big salad with some salsa and avocado on the side. I love my rice and beans. I love pasta, whole grain pasta with some tomato sauce and mushrooms on top. Enjoy the process. I don't suffer at meals. I enjoy it. I feel good. I fill up. I never have that feeling like, oh, this is a guilty pleasure, because that's not a thing anymore. I can't afford to have those guilty pleasures if I want clear skin. So therefore, I enjoy every meal, and for that I'm super grateful, and I get to have clear skin at the end of all this work. So basically, the last thing I want to leave you guys with, I know this has turned into a long video, it's about 4 times longer than it should have been, is basically, this is in Rob Stewart's words. He inspired me to, reach out to you guys, basically share my story. Hopefully it helps you. He basically says, think about what life would be like for you if it were eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis free. Think about all the things that you could enjoy, you can do, all the stresses you would not have anymore, all the, preoccupation in your mind about, oh, I can't go out today in a short sleeve because my eczema's flared up, or I can't run because, my, skin's not looking perfect. Imagine what life would be like if you ate perfectly clean, if you did all the tips that I showed you, and you had the results of clear, perfect skin. Imagine what life would be like, and have that in the back of your mind. Enjoy the process and get it done. Try this new way of life. Hope that helps you guys. See you in the next video.